Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So LeBron James looks to be having his ramp up in terms of returning back to the NBA season. We even heard that he was going to be questionable for today's game against the Utah Jazz. I was thinking it was going to be the game on Saturday, but then he's now been moved up to questionable for today's game. And recently he was speaking to the press in the Lakers practice facility, where he was just basically shooting the breeze. I heard these comments that went viral about, my lungs are like that of a baby and all of this and all of that. Well, in the midst of LeBron trying to get his lungs back and rehabilitating, the Los Angeles Lakers have been on a good roll, right? They've been on a very good roll. They won 8 out of their last 10. They won 2 games in a row. And as we currently speak, they have a 10-4 record, and they're sitting in the 4th seed in the Western Conference. And mind you, they're doing all of this with Luka Doncic already missing 4 games this season. Austin Reeves, I believe, missing 2 or 3 games this season. Marcus Smart, I believe, has missed a game. So some of their key guys have missed some time, some of them more than others. And nevertheless, they've still found a way to not only stay above water, but to be one of the more competitive teams in the Western Conference. Right? The Lakers look good, and I gotta say, they look even better than I anticipated. And they're doing this they're doing all of this without the services of one LeBron James, right? And that's something that I think a lot of us have to stand up and applaud the Lakers, because they're doing an excellent job. And one of the biggest fears that some of us have had, apart from the fact that this guy's going to come and mess up the whole vibe for us Laker fans that are slowly returning to the team, is he going to mess up the chemistry of what this team is doing? Now, he has had some comments that have gone viral about, he can play any type of position, he can play on any team. And I believe that to a certain extent. I believe that, right? But one of the concerns that some people have been having is he going to affect guys like Austin Reeves? Shaquille O'Neal brought up that point as well. But when the Lakers were going through this, their road trips and all of that, LeBron was being seen at the LA Dodgers finals games. And some of the Laker fans are like, bro, damn, you could at least be with the team, man. Like, good Lord, right? Good Lord, travel with the team and all of that. So during his media day, when he was talking to the press yesterday, LeBron James basically openly admitted that he would rather be at home relaxing on the couch than traveling on the road with the Lakers. So what we want to do now is I'm going to play exactly what LeBron James had to say here, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what LeBron had to say about traveling with his team. Take a listen to that there.
Does this kind of make you miss it? Everything, like playing the games, being in the NBA, suiting up with your teammates, with the competition?
It made me miss these guys. Just seeing them going out there and working. I love the work. I love the process of working. I don't miss the travel. I'm about to be 41 years old. I was happy sitting at home, on my couch after working out and things of that nature. But I don't miss the travel, but I definitely miss the competition and miss these guys.
Excellent. So you heard LeBron James's comments. What are my thoughts about this? Look, guys, as he said, he's going on 41 years old, which is one of the reasons why some of us out here asking the question, like, bro, like you've been here long enough. It's not like when Jordan was 40 and he had only played 13 seasons or whatever it was, and it's like, well, maybe I can give you the fans a little bit more, maybe an extra year or two. LeBron has been here going on 23 years. So many of us thought that this would have been the best time for him to just go ahead and retire. But given the way that the Lakers did things and by not extending him, I think they kind of messed up his plan. So if LeBron is talking about being tired about traveling now at 40, 41, how is he going to feel at 41, 42? How's he going to feel? And he's coming back now. So as he's returning to the team now, he still has to travel with the team. Now, granted, he's LeBron. I'm sure he can afford to fly private wherever the hell he goes. But I'm sure the Lakers travel in luxury and all of that. So I don't think that's an issue. But nevertheless, it's not like as if the traveling is going to, no, you still got to travel with the team. All right. And to me and others, it's like, bro, you could have just hung it up already, man. You've been playing long enough. I mean, you've accomplished everything that you want to. I mean, at this point, if LeBron is not going to win a title or going to win an MVP, what is the point? Making another All-Star game, is that really going to matter? Making another NBA team, is that going to matter? Really, is it going to matter? I think what matters at this point, if you're playing for this long at this advanced age, is to win a championship. And if you're not going to win a championship and you don't see it in the cards, in terms of winning a championship, then why do it? Then you have to look at, what if this thing doesn't work out? What does it look like then if the team starts struggling and losing and all? Then it's going to balloon into an even bigger issue, because then people like myself are going to be saying, well, bro, you came and ruined the flow. Before you were back, the team was doing well. They were firing on all cylinders. They looked good. They looked competitive. They seemed to have a chemistry. Guys like Austin Reeves, Jake LaVerry, and others were really developing, showing you what they got. And then you came back and it just kind of messed up the entire thing, right? So do we want that to be the narrative and the conversation moving forward? Is that what we want to talk about moving forward? I mean, seriously. But look, yeah, I mean, yes, it was a bad look when the team was traveling. You're attending a Dodgers game, right? Like, you could have been on the road with your team. But the bigger point is, he's too old for this, man. He's too old for this. LeBron has had his time under the sun. And I know his fans are excited. I've been looking at the posts and all this. They don't want to let go, man. If they could have it their way, LeBron could play for the next 50 years. But at a certain point, man, you just got to let it rock out, You got to like him. But then you also got to commend him for this, though. At least he's trying to play, unlike some people we know. I'm not going to say any names, Kawhi Leonard. As you guys know, this whole GOAT debate thing is something that people talk about all the time in media. Oh, man, LeBron is a GOAT, man. He right up there with Michael Jordan. He might up there with Michael Jordan, might up there with Michael Jordan. And while these people are up there saying this, I'm like, if he's up there with Michael Jordan in terms of his impact and everything, why are we witnessing year after year record lows in NBA viewership? If LeBron has, I think, over 150 million followers on Instagram, I don't know, maybe it's 100 million on Twitter, wherever, I don't know the number, 50 million or 60 million, I don't know what the number is. If he has all of these fans, why isn't this translating to viewership? Why aren't people tuning in? Why are we witnessing all-star games with record lows in the finals? I mean, in the games. Why isn't this translating? And I've always maintained that LeBron is popular, but I don't think he's on the level in terms of popularity of Michael Jordan. And I've also felt like Kobe Bryant was more popular globally than LeBron. You certainly saw that in 2008 in the Olympics, when even his own Olympic teammates were like, damn, we thought we were popular till we traveled to China with Kobe. And it's like, this is unlike anything that we've seen before. But this is just something that I felt. I would use a little bit of data when it came to all-star game ratings, NBA Finals viewership, and all of that. Well, it seems like there's some more evidence that has come out. And folks, let me tell you guys, when I saw this, I was absolutely floored. Let me show you guys a thumbnail. It says, MJ has been the most popular athlete for 30 years. Michael Jordan has remained on top for being the most popular American athlete for the last 30 years. And then they put up a graphic, and you just will not believe what we're about to show you guys. So if you look at this graphic, it says, America's favorite pro athletes since 1995 by quarter. If you go back and look at the various bars on this chart here, you see it reached its peak with Michael Jordan in the 98 season, towards the tail end of his career. And what's interesting about this is that at that point, the 1998 NBA Finals still holds the record for the most viewed games in NBA history. Let me see, NBA Finals 1998 ratings. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Oh, no, not ratings, viewership. It's absolutely insane. The NBA Finals, it says the highest rated and most watched NBA Finals series was the 1998 NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz, which averaged an 18.7 rating, /33 share, and 29.04 million average viewer. That's the average viewership per game. If we go to the numbers, okay, and we go back to 1998 and you look at the finals numbers here, okay, we have the numbers here. Let me see. Does it go by game 1, game 2? Let me see how it goes. Okay, yeah. So game 1 brought in 26.7 million viewers. Game 2, 26 million viewers. Game 3, what is it? 16 million viewers, households only. Then it goes to game, Game 5, 30 million viewers. Game 6, 35.6 million viewers tuned in to game 6, right? So let's go back to this chart. Jordan not only was the most popular NBA player, he was the most popular athlete in America. Then you see little various peaks in 2000 when he came back. You see all that 2001, it peaked up again. Then you had the moment when it was Tiger Woods, and then it shifted over to Peyton Manning, and then it became Kobe Bryant, but it was still MJ. I mean, Kobe Bryant had a few years there. Then you had MJ, then you had LeBron a little bit later, and then it had Messi, but that was when Messi came to the United States. It is clear to see that Michael Jordan, not only was he the greatest NBA player ever, the most popular NBA player ever, but arguably one of the most popular people of all time. It's not even a question about it. Now, if we're talking about the most popular athlete in the world, especially active athlete, that those honors go to Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, they go to Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I mean, it's him, right? It's him, and then it's Messi, and then I think it's everybody else. But if you were to take Michael Jordan at the peak of his powers and put him in the modern day with the internet, all of these social media apps and all of that, I think it would be him, and it would be insane. MJ has inspired so many athletes, even in different disciplines. It's not like it's just basketball players and Michael Jordan is inspired. No, MJ's inspired soccer players, NFL players, tennis players. You go down the line. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has inspired a lot, especially with his Mamba mentality. Hell, look in the NBA right now. Kobe still has the most worn shoes by active players. People are wearing Kobe Bryant shoes. Kobe Bryant shoes. So you cannot underestimate just how popular these guys were. But to me, it's pretty telling that even after the guy hasn't picked up a basketball in well over 20 years, he is still widely considered the most popular American athlete over the last 30 years. That's the GOAT. I just got an update on my phone that I want to share with you guys. At first, I thought it was a troll post, but it's actually from some reputable sources. So this is the news that we got here. And I'm going to read some articles for you guys. It says removed. Okay. It says Stephen A. Smith has been removed as a regular contributor of ESPN Countdown. Now, I want to also read from an article here from the New York Post. I want to share this with you guys in the comment section. Shout out to Baltimore and Virginia over there. Yeah, so this is from the New York Post. And this article is saying Stephen A. Smith off NBA Countdown in ESPN surprise. It says ESPN is making changes to Stephen A. Smith on-air duties. The worldwide leader announced this week that the new look NBA Countdown team will debut Wednesday, and Smith was noticeably missing from the lineup, which includes third-year host Malika Andrews alongside senior ESPN writer Brian Windhorst, 2023 champion head coach Michael Malone, and former NBA champ Kendrick Perkins as analysts. Additionally, ESPN senior insider Shams will continue to make regular appearances on the show. It then continues on. ESPN said the new look crew will lead pregame, and halftime coverage for select NBA and ESPN nights through the season. He says Smith has not appeared on Countdown in the preseason or regular season thus far. It comes as ESPN added Inside the NBA with TNT losing its coverage of the league. The celebrated show starring Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson appeared on many of ESPN big name broadcasts already and will be a significant part of his coverage moving forward. It says he has not publicly addressed the news. The First Take host, who is an executive producer on the show, is making $21 million. So we got that article there, and I want to also give you guys another. This is from Hollywood Unlocked, and it says, I want to read this article here. It says Stephen A. Smith pulled from ESPN's NBA Countdown lineup for the rest of season. First joined show's precursor, NBA Shoot-Around, in 2023. He says, wow, an era is over. So the news is they're going to be removing him off of that show. For the new people that are coming into the live, this is the update, and I want to get into why I think this could be happening. So this is the news. Stephen A. Smith has been removed as a regular contributor to ESPN's NBA Countdown, right? Now, I want to give you guys a quick insight. Let me just say this, right? Thank you. Somebody just mentioned it. I think it's Gregory Stewart. Thank you for mentioning this. He wrote, Epstein files release. Stephen A. Smith fired. LE 1099 retired. Let me get into this. As you guys know, they are voting on the release of the Epstein files today. Prior to doing this show, I was watching a live stream that popped up on my feed, and I want to show you. I think it was from Midas Touch on one of these accounts where they were live streaming this. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And this live stream, when I tuned in at the time, had now it's at 26,000 viewers. And these women are there basically talking about the vote and encouraging members of the government to ensure that they vote for this. Now, let me say this quickly, right? It may be unrelated, but I just want to give you guys some of my additional thoughts. Let me first of all say Stephen A. Smith has been making some questionable comments on this Epstein thing. And ESPN needs to be very careful, because this is a very serious and touchy subject matter, this Epstein files. Stephen A. Smith has been commenting on it. He has not been hiding his thoughts on it. And this is not a time where something as serious as this and touchy as this to have one of your biggest stars all over your network, right? One of your biggest stars, the biggest star of the network, going out there and making comments about the Jeffrey Epstein files. I'm not saying it's the thing, but it's something to be aware of. And don't think it's not playing a role here. And this is something that they're listening to. Stephen A. Smith has been saying things that a lot of people did not agree when it comes to this whole Epstein thing. I'm not saying that's the thing. I'm saying that in a time like this, you need to be very careful with what you're saying. And that's something that he's not been careful about. Anyway, for the new people coming into the live, this is the update that we have for you guys here. It says Stephen A. Smith has been removed as a regular contributor on ESPN's NBA Countdown. Now, I want to read from a New York Times article. I'm going to share it in the comment section for you guys to read here. And it says, Stephen A. Smith off NBA Countdown, an ESPN surprise. ESPN is making changes to Stephen A. Smith's on-air duties. The worldwide leader announced this week that the new look NBA Countdown team will debut Wednesday, and Smith was noticeably missing from the lineup, which includes third-year host Malika Andrews alongside senior ESPN writer Brian Windhorst, NBA champion head coach Michael Malone, and Kendrick Perkins. Additionally, ESPN senior insider Shams will continue to make regular appearances on the show. ESPN said the new look crew will lead pregame and halftime coverage for select NBA on ESPN throughout the season. Then continues on. Stephen A. Smith has not appeared on NBA Countdown in the preseason or regular season thus far. It comes as ESPN added Inside the NBA with TNT losing its coverage to the league, the celebrated star. So that's what it's saying there, right? Another article is saying here, Hollywood Unlocked is saying Stephen A. Smith pulled from ESPN's NBA countdown lineup. So let me just share this in the comments section with you guys here for you guys to check out. Somebody said Wufio says Stephen A. Smith, rich white master pulling his leash. So appreciate the comments, guys. So I just want to get this point across for the new people that just came into the live. Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes. We're not going to take too much of your time because we got a lot of content that we need to shoot to prepare for you guys to come out a little bit later. Anyway, as I mentioned before, while this is happening, while this news is coming out, they are currently holding a live press conference, right? With Jeffrey Epstein survivors are holding a live press conference before the big vote that's going to be taking place today on whether or not these Epstein files are going to be released, right? Stephen A. Smith has been very vocal on this Jeffrey Epstein matter. And Disney, I believe, needs to be very careful because he's been going on various shows like the Chris Cuomo show, his own show, saying things that maybe some of ESPN's viewers may not like. And in a moment like this, you cannot have a loudmouth that's running around all over the internet just mouthing off about this Jeffrey Epstein case. So they need to be very, very careful. Why? Because this is a very serious issue to Americans. Not just Americans, people all around the world, but Americans specifically. Americans are not, they're not going to tolerate PDFs being protected. They're not going to be tolerating women getting abused and little kids getting abused. They're not going to go for it. And if you have some loudmouth running around the internet, making insensitive comments, making light of a situation like this, it won't reflect well on the network. Now, I know it's within his contract to be able to talk politics, but they better be careful. They better be careful. I'm telling you now, you cannot have a situation where this thing is going down and you got Stephen A. Smith just up there flippantly talking just because he wants to put his political views out there in the ether and get people talking about it. So I believe that's something very serious, right? I think that's something very serious. I think I saw Too Raw in here. He said, I wonder why Malika Andrews has, Malika Andrews has anything to do with this. Stephen A. Smith has been very anti-black women lately. Shout out to Too Raw. I don't know. I don't know if Malika has that kind of pull at the network. I really don't. Maybe. I don't know. That's an interesting angle to look at it, but I don't know. Shout out to TJ. Let me just read through a few more comments and then we're going to reiterate this one more time and then I'm gonna let you guys get back to work. Maybe some of y'all in school or whatever it is or doing whatever y'all are doing. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. Let me just go through this one more time. I just want to read some of the comments. He says Stephen A. Smith would sell out his mama if he knew it would make him popular. Let me read. Stephen A. Smith is in the Epstein files, allegedly. This is why you should stay in your lane. Keep it to sports. Another guy said, Kenny the Jet Smith. He said, y'all worship black women. Another person said, trucking. Shout out to you. He said, I know Max Kellerman is laughing his ass off. Another one says, he says, I'm retired. Okay, well then, Cynthia, then enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. We still out here hustling. We still got to get to work. He said, another guy said, can't trust anyone on sports anymore. Another viewer said, it's Disney's fault. ESPN went downhill after Disney bought them and started that fusion of woke politics and sports. Another viewer said, I'm definitely at work, but had to clock in. Shout out to Jeffrey out there. Who's another guy? Of course, Terrell likes Dreamers Pro. Another person said, Clutch Max is Stephen A. Smith stopper. Who else we got? It says Stephen A. Smith needs to stay with sport, and he barely is good at that. Malika doesn't represent black women. Stephen A. Smith is involved in way too much politics and social media stuff, issues. He should just stick to sports. Russell Red, appreciate the super chat, says salute to Dreamers Pro, but I feel no Hairline Smith is single-handedly bringing ESPN down with his political views. Keep talking that talk. 100 million is gone. Appreciate the comment. The thing about Stephen A. Smith and his political views are this. It's not like as if he shouldn't be allowed to give his view. I mean, if you want to give your views, give your views. But a lot of the times, it just seems like they're wrong-headed or they're not well-researched. I think that's the issue. Go back to what he said on the Chris Cuomo show about the Epstein files. He was up there talking about, oh, well, this is not an issue for Americans. This is not really an issue. Are you serious? This is not an issue to America. It's a huge issue to Americans. You're talking about the potential of foreign governments blackmailing certain American officials to get them to do things because they may not want them to release images or videos. It's very serious. What are you talking about? It has no implication on America. Of course it does. Of course it does. If some of our leaders are being influenced to do certain things because another government or another person has dirt on them, that's a national security issue. What do you mean it's not an American issue? That's on a macro level, on a global level. Then let's think about the abuse of these kids. What do you mean it doesn't affect Americans? What do you mean? Who don't know that? So every American, whether you're Republican or a Democrat, should want to know about this, because it directly correlates to some of the most powerful people in government and society. Who wouldn't want to know about this? Somebody said, I care more about the economy. My brother, if you have people that have dirt over your president or your elected officials, it dictates what the hell goes on in that country. Who don't know this? Who don't know this? You're talking about the economy. America's given billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to certain nations all around the world. Meanwhile, Americans at home struggling. And you don't think it all ties in? Of course it does. Of course it does. You should want to know if your political leaders are having their strings pulled. You should want to know that. You should want to know that. This is just my thoughts on it. I mean, you should want to know. You should want to know. And from a moral standpoint, if you find out that little kids and little girls are being abused, what are you talking about? You're just concerned about your damn groceries. What are you talking about? You should want to know. It's a serious issue. What are you talking about? It's a very serious issue. This ain't no like, whatever. So Stephen A. Smith was saying Americans don't care about this. It's only people that don't have jobs that care about this kind of stuff. That's what he was saying. He then said that, the files, we don't even know if they exist. What? You're getting paid what? You signed a $25 million contract with Sirius XM Radio, and you're right, and you're saying that on air? So what I'm saying is, he needs to be careful. I'm not saying it's correlated, but this ain't the time to be up there flippantly just talking. Why? Because as the face of the network, what you say reflects on the network. ESPN, the executive tries to say, oh, no, whatever Stephen A. Smith says outside of ESPN doesn't reflect on ESPN. Bull crap. Stephen A. Smith and ESPN are synonymous with one another. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's like saying whatever Michael Jordan says today, even though he's not playing on the NBA, won't reflect on the NBA. Of course it does. They're both synonymous with one another. So he doesn't need to play in the NBA but if he makes comments that may be deemed controversial, it will reflect on the NBA. He doesn't need to play in the NBA for that to take place. What are you talking about? Who don't know this? Who don't know this? So it's all related. One more time before I let you guys go. This is the update here. It says removed. Stephen A. Smith has been removed as regular contributor on ESPN NBA's Countdown. If you guys want to read more about it, there's an article here from the New York Post. Other websites are talking about it, but I think if you guys just want to hunt it down and read it for yourselves, you guys can read it. I'll read through a few more comments, and I'm going to let you guys get back to doing what y'all were doing. It says, Aramis says, Stephen A. Smith is going against the grain. Another viewer said, he's not talking politics on ESPN, separate people. He's not. Stephen A. Smith is not talking politics on ESPN. You're correct. Let me ask you a question. If Stephen A. Smith went on a Chris Cuomo show, right? If he went on a Chris Cuomo show and he said, God forbid, I love Jeffrey Epstein, do you think ESPN could fire him? Shout out to All Ball TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe to them. Do you think ESPN could fire him? He didn't say it on ESPN, but do you think ESPN could fire him if he went somewhere else and said that? Yes or no? Help me figure it out. Help me figure it out. Of course they could fire him. Of course they could fire him because they will say one of ESPN's employees said such and such. ESPN would be forced to fire him. So he doesn't need to say crazy stuff on ESPN for it to cause problems for the network. That's a fact. Another guy said, when the elites want to get rid of Stephen A., they will. Believe that everyone is expendable. Another comment, Stephen A. Smith is the definition of talking your way into it. You make a good point there. It says, views on ESPN are down. Charles, his opinions on politics is hurting the network. Well, whenever you have political commentary, it's going to hurt one way or the other because it's either people are going to agree with you or people are going to disagree with you. The point I'm making about Stephen A. Smith's comments on Epstein is that across the board, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, people seem to be on one accord. Right now, the Republicans are trying to get a supermajority vote, so therefore it can't be vetoed. Whenever you have the Republicans joining forces with the Democrat, it means that this is a bipartisan effort. People on one accord. There's certain things that are partisan, and there's certain things where both sides of the aisle come together, and this is one of them. So you don't want to be the jackass out there saying crazy things like, oh, yeah, man, this ain't no big deal. If you have both, the Republicans and Democrats couldn't even work together. Look how long the lockdown was. But they're going to agree on this. Come on, what are you talking about? Read the room. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. Stephen A. isn't going anywhere as long as he covers the most live viewed in America's sport in the Dallas Cowboys. He isn't going anywhere. Appreciate the comment. Somebody said, what did I miss? For the new people that are coming in, this is the news. Stephen A. Smith has been removed as his regular contributor on ESPN's NBA Countdown. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to pin the article because I don't want to keep reading it over and over and over again. So let me just pin this article here. It's a New York Post article, and I think you guys can just read it. So that way I don't have to keep repeating myself. Let me just pin this message here so it's up there. Let me just read through a few more comments. And I think we should be good here. Let me see. People work in politics that don't know politics. Good looking. Let me just read through a few more comments. I'll just read a few more comments. Let me just a second, guys. Just a second, guys. Okay, so what's going on? Y'all think that LeBron and Clutch Sports had this happen? No way. No way. No way. I don't think so. No way. I don't think so. Stephen A. Smith is such a turn off on TV, and the white guy who was a failed NFL kicker. That's okay. Then that was are you talking about what's his name? I can't. Pat McAfee. LeBron wish he could. Bron putting his billions to work. Okay, so y'all pretty much heard the news, man. Y'all pretty much heard the news. Here's my prediction. This is my prediction. Today we're going to have the Epstein vote. Okay? For whether or not these files are going to be released, and we're going to move to the next step of this process. Here's my prediction. If they vote in a supermajority, supermajority, where you need 2/3 of the vote, and they move it to the next step where it cannot be vetoed again. If Stephen A. Smith goes on his show and starts making dumb comments about the Epstein files and making insensitive comments, I believe that he will be punished by the network for that. That's my prediction. I believe if he goes on his show after this, because you know he will, and starts making ridiculous comments, as he is prone to do, and insensitive comments and unresearched comments, it may cost him his job. Trust and believe. They may not fire him, but they may suspend him. If he goes out there and says insensitive things or stupid things, y'all just watch. Y'all just watch. That's my prediction. Y'all just watch. Another guy says, I've noticed you calling Stephen A. Smith a grifter because he grew his platform. Grew his platform by sports, then pivot to talk politics. But isn't that the same thing you're doing? I think you're being disingenuous, and I think you need to go back to sleep. I think you're being disingenuous, and I think you need to go back to sleep. I think you just added your own nonsense at the tail end of that because you're trying to be facetious and a clown on here. You heard me call him a grifter, yes. When did you ever pull up the video? Link it in the comment. What video did you hear me say because he pivoted from sports to politics, therefore he's a grifter? What are you talking about? When did you ever hear me say anything of the sort? What I said was, I believe he's a grifter because he's a liberal masquerading as a conservative because he feels that that's the direction in which the wind is blowing. That's what I said. I never said he's a grifter because he wants to talk politics. Who am I to silence somebody from speaking? I'm saying that the views he espouses to the public, he don't believe them. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that he became this huge Donald Trump supporter, but didn't even vote for Trump. What has changed? Trump is just doing exactly what he said he would do. So if he is putting into action his campaign promises and you think he's doing such a good job and you support his views, why didn't you vote for the man? Why were you arguing with Sean Hannity for why Kamala Harris would be more qualified? Why are you now playing political football because you know black women came after your ass and put that iron to that ass, and now all of a sudden you're talking about, oh, I could really see a world where Michelle Obama could run for president and win. Oh, you don't believe me? Let me show it to you. Maybe some of y'all ain't hear it, so let me show it to y'all. Because y'all be really taking this dude serious like as if he's saying something, when in reality, he's saying nothing. He's just grifting along the stage. Let me look for the video. Somebody just sent it to me. Let me see if I can find it. Because y'all be really thinking that this dude be saying something. You think he's, oh, here we go. Look at, this is the guy now talking about Michelle Obama could run for president and win. Look at this.
Right now, as we sit here, on this day, November 17th, 2025,
yesterday,
that if Michelle Obama came out today and said, I'm going to be the Democratic nominee, I aspire to be the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America, who would beat her? It's going to be Josh Shapiro. It's going to be Gavin Newsom. It's going to be Governor Beshear in Kentucky. Who do the Democrats have that could compete with Michelle Obama? What do you mean the country isn't ready? The country isn't ready, so you'd lose to J.D. Vance? Really? Or you couldn't have a chance to beat Marco Rubio, who I think is the best candidate the Republicans have for the presidency? Because Trump ain't circumventing the 22nd Amendment and is going to be ready to be able to run for a third term. So if Michelle Obama is really, really serious about what she's saying, she's also arguably seriously false. Because I believe she cakewalked to the Democratic nomination. And I believe she could win it all. Do you want it? Can't knock if you don't. You're the first lady. You had experiences at the White House that most wouldn't have. You would know better than most of us. But the bottom line is, if that's the case, then say so. Don't look at this country and point to men and act like we wouldn't vote for you. Yes, we would. Yes, we would.
Now, this is Stephen A. Smith talking about Michelle Obama could run for office. You know what's crazy about that? Does anybody know Michelle Obama's political views on anything? I don't. Do you know? I don't know them. Do you know Michelle Obama's political views on anything? I don't know them. Do you? And if you do, where did she espouse her political views? Where? So how come all of a sudden he feel like she gonna win she could be the Democratic nominee? How come? Or does it have to do with the fact that all of these black women came after his ass, so now all of a sudden you want to put up Michelle Obama could win? What are her political, based on what? You don't even know what she stands for. So why would she win? You said that Kamala Harris, it was a mistake that you voted for or supported her, whatever, and you at least knew her views, so Michelle Obama would win off of what? We don't even know her views. It's all one big grift. That's what I said. I don't like the grifting. I never said he can't talk politics. Who am I to say a person can't express their views on the way they see the world? Who am I to say that? If you want to talk politics, by all bloody means, do it. It's your bloody life. I'm not here to stop you. But where did this all of a sudden come from? Oh, now Michelle Obama can run for office. I don't even know her views on anything. Where did you hear her view? Last time I heard Stephen A. Smith talking about Michelle Obama was when he was taking a shot at her when she said ESPN is like a housewives. What is it? The Housewives or whatever the hell it is. Those are the last comments I heard in terms of Stephen A. Smith referring to Michelle Obama. Now all of a sudden Michelle Obama could win. What? Come on, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. What are we talking about here? Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all are just ready to fall for anything these people be saying. Let me read through a few more comments. Let me read through a few more comments. Her views are he, him, his. What the hell does that mean? Her views are he, him, his. What? I don't even know what that means. Let me read through a few other. I don't know what that means. Stephen A. Smith want to be in the big house. So more opinions based than more. So more opinion based more than facts. Let me read through a few more comments. Her views are the same as her husband. Good fire his fake ass. You speaking facts. I don't like that at all. He talking out of his ass always when pressure gets tough. Now it's biting him back. Massive, huh? Let me read a few other comments. He said, no sound, bro. Yeah, sure. Milwaukee is in the house. We don't even know bleep about her views. Exactly. Old Charles would be a menace talking about the NBA playing domino. He said, F politics and sports. Just close this live. We tired. He said, F politics and sports. Just close this live. We tired. Man, you better knock it off with your. Just turn. Then why are you watching? You could have saved those $2 and got yourself a breath mint and went to sleep, bro. Like, don't be telling me to close my live. You ain't gotta watch. This is the thing that be killing me. Y'all acting like as if some people act like as if they gotta watch. Like I say, man, click the video. If you don't want to watch the live, don't watch the live. Be out. Let me read another comment. Like, I don't get people. People up here go then turn off the live. Instead of them not watching, they want me to turn off the live. Instead of you just closing out the page and going on about your day to do something else. No. Turn off the live. Let me read a few others. She stands for what Obama stood for, which is I'm okay with. Another guy said Charlie Kirk wife is a horrible actress. Another person said, he said, just leave him, bro. He said, get a breath mint. Another guy said, why are politics discussed with sports? Eclipse year 2017. Everybody's talking politics and sports, man. I don't think it's anything new. I just think there are more people are doing it. People always go all the way back to Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They used to talk about political issues there on ESPN First Take, especially when they had Will Cain and all these other guys with Max Kellerman. They used to talk about political things there. Look at Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock has been talking politics for God knows how long. Dan Lebitard is starting to talk about politics more and more. Nick Wright from time to time is dabbled in the world of politics. And if you people have always been doing this. It's just that now it's happening more. And I think the reason it's happening more is because the country is so divided. So people, given the fact that maybe sports may be their only platform, they may want to share some of their views on things that are on their mind. I think that's what's happening. That's just my take. I could be wrong, but that's just my take. Charles, if you go back to the president race, she campaigned for Kamala, and Michelle did give her political view. I don't remember them. I really don't remember what her political views were. I really don't. I don't even remember her campaigning, to be honest with you. Enough to remember what she said. I don't remember them. Stephen A. Candace defends his comments. How could he defend his country if he's the president? Michelle Obama campaigned for Kamala. You know her views. I don't know her views. And if I knew her views, I would say with my chest. What am I afraid to say here? What am I afraid to say? That what if I knew her views and I said it, and so what? What will happen? Nothing. So you're making it seem like I'm afraid to say it. I don't know her views. Obama bailed the banks and waged plenty of wars. Another guy said, how you spend money on a super chat telling DREAMERSPRO to turn off his live when you can simply turn off the live for free? Bro, I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on with these guys. Let me read another one. This from William. He said, I don't know her views as well. Her views are on the side of the crazy screaming people. He said, nobody listens to the Obamas. Another guy said, word Obama was a Wall Street president. Another guy said, do you know Kamala Harris's view? Of course I know her views, bro. I already did a show on them. I don't understand. We having like some type of political back and forth here. Are you like a political science teacher, political sciences teacher? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Are we arguing back and forth? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? If you know her views, then have a nice day, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Am I attending a class right now? You quizzing me on her views? Like, I'm confused. You asking me these questions like as if I'm here to answer you. Like, I got to answer you. Anyway, Obama basher thinks Trump is smart. Okay, Stephen A. Swift talk. So Obama gave us Trump. Thanks, Foxstar. So anyway, this is the update, guys. We'll keep you guys updated if anything else comes out. We got some more videos dropping in a little bit. Thank you guys for being a part of the live, man. And you guys have a fantastic day. Be on the lookout. He said Kamala Harris will keep you jailed longer so that you can work for a free bit longer in prison. I'm not in prison. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not in prison. I've never been to prison. I have no plan on going to prison. That doesn't relate to me, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, my goal is not to go to prison. I don't know what that means. I don't care. Like, that has nothing to do. Like, I don't know what that means, bro. Y'all have a good day, man. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good day. Wait, before I let y'all go, he said one political view Michelle had was a woman's right to choose. Okay. 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 It's her body. Let her choose. It's her body. Let her choose. It's her body. Let her choose. I for the fellas in the chat, I think we can all agree that he said, "Nah, I'm pro-life." Yeah, I'm pro-life, but I'm also pro the choice to do what you want. Look, if a woman decides to do what she wants to do with that, that's between her and her. And if maybe God disagrees with that decision in the future, that's between her and God. That's not my position to tell her what to do. That's her body. That's just my opinion on it. Now, I don't know if any of the guys in the chat have ever been pregnant. I don't know. Maybe y'all have been. I don't know. Maybe some of the guys in this chat have been pregnant, and maybe they'll tell you what it's like. But since you haven't, I suggest you pipe down. He said, Dreamers agreeing to KILL babies. No. Look, I'm just not a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. Because if your goal is the preservation of life, then why does it cut off after the child is born? Don't play these stupid political games with me. You want to preserve life. Okay, the life has been preserved. But you don't want to help the life. So what's the point of preserving a life? Y'all are full of shit. What's the point of preserving a life? Okay, the life is here. The life is here. You see your fellow man languishing on the street. Oh, man, go figure out your that ain't got. But I thought you were pro-life, man. I thought you was pro-life. I thought you was pro-life. You can see your fellow man languishing on the road, dying of hunger and all of this. You don't give a. You don't give a. But you pro-life. What y'all think I'm that ignorant ass dude, Stevie Knight? You think I'm him? That doesn't even have the intellectual capacity to scrutinize both sides of his views. He only sees the world from one point of view, which is his own view. He can't look at it, oh, well, damn, what's the other side to this coin? Oh, I can't go that far. What y'all talking about? Most of y'all talking pro-life have never done anything for anybody. What was the last charitable act you did? When was the last time you volunteered to help anybody outside yourself? But you pro-life and people's well-being. Knock that off. Knock it off. Y'all getting on my nerves with this. When was the last person you gave money to, gave your time to? What was the last person you did? When? You got people talking about pro-life but can't wait to go to war. Y'all are insane. You got people that are pro-life, can't wait to go to war. I'm not backing down on nothing. What I'm saying is what I believe, unlike Stephen A. Smith. And I don't care. It's my view. I don't care. If that's the wrong decision, God will be the deciding judge, not you in the comments, not you in the chat, not you. Because even if that woman keeps that child and she's going through all kind of you ain't gonna help her. We know that. You're not going to. What are you talking about? I sat down and watched my wife be pregnant for 9 months. Look at all of the hell that she went through. All of the hell. And I got the nerve to feel like I should be the one to tell her what to do. Y'all got some nerve. Y'all got some nerve. I'm pro-life, but if my fellow American is languishing on the street, so what? You figure it out. You go figure out life. Meanwhile, you're not even doing any charity. You're not even volunteering nowhere, doing nothing for your fellow man. Nothing. But it feels good to come on here and virtue signal and say, oh man, I'm pro this, I'm pro that. It feels good. It make your dick hard like, damn, yeah, I'm holier than thou. But if we go look at your personal life, you're doing nothing for nobody. Nothing. For nobody. Nothing. So shut your pipe down. Y'all are too self-righteous. You don't even know the stuff that goes on. Look at a woman that I saw about a month or so ago out here in Abuja, Nigeria. About a month or two ago, I was coming from the police station to get the tints on my car. I said, let's pass by a gas station. We went to the gas station. There was a woman there selling, was it food or something? She was pregnant on the road selling food. I said to the guy that was with me, I said, why is this woman out here pregnant selling food on the road? I said, where is her husband? He laughed at me and said, sometimes most of these guys, they just get these women and move on. They just move on. But you got in the comment section telling her what she needs to do with her life. She needs to do this. She needs to do that without even understanding the circumstances. You just talk out of your ass that, oh man, you know, I'm pro-life, I'm pro-life. Why does your pro-life only end after the child is born? Why? Why? What charitable act have you done in 2025? Trent? No, this is not why you stay out of politics, bro. We're in the world. Don't let this thing about politics confuse you. We're in the world. These are world issues. Don't let these people get you afraid to say what you believe. These are world issues. So I shouldn't talk because it's politics? No, we're in the world. We're living in the real world, bro, where we see real things. This is reality. We're not living in Peter Pan land. No. Y'all are not going to make me be afraid to say what I believe. No, I won't. No, I won't. He said, I travel the world. I'm a health and fitness professional. That's your job. That's your profession. You're not going to get any standing ovation from me that you're a health and fitness. That's your profession. What do you do outside your profession? That's your profession. You're still virtue signaling, Trent. You still are looking down on others. You still believe that I'm more holy than you. See, I'm a health professional. I help people unlike other people. You still are looking down on people. You still believe you are more virtuous than others. You still believe that. You're doing more good in the world because I'm a health professional and this person isn't. You didn't answer my question. Oh my God, bro. Some of y'all be talking about things you don't deserve to talk about. I just gave you an example of a pregnant woman selling food on the side of a road at a gas station, inhaling all of those fumes. And I said to the guy, where is her husband? And he said, most of these men, when they get these women pregnant, they just disappear. But you got these MFers in the comments saying, you should keep that baby anyway. Just keep it anyway. She will figure it out. And then the woman has the baby and she says, oh, I need government assistance. I need this. No. You go figure it out yourself. But I thought you was pro-life. No. You shouldn't. No. Don't expect any help from anybody. No. You figure it out. Man, please. Listen to this fool. You must earn. You must earn. He thinks he's being religious, talking about you must earn. My brother, do you know that there's a thing called poor people? Are you aware of that? What did Jesus say? The least of these will always be among us. Are you aware of that, Trent? Do you know some people can't work their way out of it? Are you aware of that? You said you've traveled the world. Where have you traveled to? Do you know there's such a thing as poverty? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that there's such a thing as poverty? What am I capping about? Charles, same ones talking about pro-life are the same ones who don't own who owe child support. What do you mean that's cap? There's no poverty? What do you mean there's no poverty? What do you mean there's no poverty? What do you mean there's no poverty? Somebody said, are you yelling because someone agreed, disagreed? No, I'm yelling because I'm passionate about the issue. It's passion. Who is saying there's no poverty? He said poor people can't get a job and work. RT the brand, I know you're a long-time supporter of this channel. Maybe what I need to do one good day is do like not a live stream, like a quick videography. And I'll drive around Nigeria. I'll drive around the country and show you poor people who are working that cannot make ends meet. Maybe that's what I need to do. Or by poor, you're only talking about Americans. That's the only poor people you're referring to in this world. Those are the only ones of importance. He said we are talking about America. I thought we're talking about poverty. Okay, poverty only in America. So poverty only matters in America. It doesn't matter elsewhere in the world. He said most of your chat is not in Nigeria. No, I'm asking you a question. Does poverty only exist in America? Or are you saying that there's no poverty in the world? Or in America, excuse me? There's no poverty in America. There is no poverty in America. I need to understand it. There is no poverty in America, yes or no? There's none, yes or no? Are we seriously having a conversation about there's no poverty in America? Forget about the chat. We're talking about America now. Do you know most Americans don't have up to $1,000 in savings? Most don't have up to $1,000 in savings. Are you aware of that? Have you been to Baltimore? Have you been to some of these neighborhoods? Where some of them don't even have heat or clean running water? Have you been to any of these places? Have you been down to New Orleans? Man, come on, let's not do this. There's poverty everywhere, including America. China, Thailand, Africa. Where in Africa did you go to that you didn't see poverty? Okay, at least Trent is saying he's seen poverty. At least Trent is saying add America on that list. There are Americans that are struggling. My God, there are Americans that are struggling. To say there's no poverty in America to me is insane. And some of it goes beyond hard work. Some of it goes beyond hard work. Some of it goes beyond that. Hard work. Let's not be that simplistic about the world. The difference between, oh, this guy made it and that guy didn't make it is because of hard work. Knock it off, man. The world is a little bit more complicated than just hard work. It's more complicated than that. Come on, man. It's not just hard work. Look at Bronny James. Is Bronny James not working hard? Is he good? Is he good? Is he not working hard? Is he good? Is he good? He's working hard. Is he good? Sometimes it's not even about the work you're doing. It's about the connections you have. Who do you know? Where do you live? What school did you go to? All of these things play a role. What circumstances were you born into? Some people are born into a certain situation and they have a leg up in life. Others are born in other situations and they now have a different starting line. So for you to judge those two individuals the same is insane to me. And say the difference between individual A and individual B, oh, this guy's smarter. I mean, this guy worked hard. The other guy didn't work hard. Some people are smarter than other people. You can't judge them the same. Anyway, appreciate you guys for being a part of the live, man. This viewer asked a very good question. How did we get here? I don't even know. Appreciate you guys for being a part of the live, man. We got off topic a little bit. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm going to catch y'all later. I got other stuff to do. Appreciate y'all. Sorry for the divert. No, I'm not sorry. We had a serious conversation here. We had a serious conversation, and then everybody gave their viewpoints. Everybody spoke, and we can all disagree to agree or disagree or whatever. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next live. It's all love. We're just talking. No, we're not fighting here. We're just exchanging point of views. That's all. Y'all have a great day. Thank you guys for the people that agree, disagree, whatever. Thank you guys for the comments and made the live. Catch you guys on the next one, and I'm out. Appreciate it. Peace.